It's Accountech Bytes, your ledger to laptop lowdown of the week's goings on in the world of accounting technology. I'm Tom Herbert. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you find this useful, please remember to like, subscribe, or follow. Plenty to get through today, so let's dive straight in. And let's start with news from the world of artificial intelligence in accounting. Ring that AI gong. And if you didn't enjoy performance reviews enough already, well, AI is only going to enhance that if you're at KPMG. So the International Accounting Bulletin reports from 2026, the Big Four firms' staff will be assessed on how well they've met the company's AI objectives during their performance reviews. KPMG's global AI workforce lead says we all have a responsibility to be bringing AI to all our work. It's not just the leadership. Sounds a little bit like the leadership don't quite know what to do with AI and are pushing it down onto the workforce to work that out. It might be a good idea. Who knows? But given that all the big firms have invested millions, potentially billions of dollars in this technology, they kind of need it to work. Brian Strickland over at Journal of Accountancy reports that AI risk disclosures are surging. So 2 years ago, 12% of America's top listed companies reported a material risk relating to AI in their public disclosures. So far this year, 72% have disclosed AI-related risk. A six-fold increase. According to the article, this says as much about the general growth of AI as it does about the related risks. Common risks reported include reputational risks, cybersecurity, regulatory uncertainty, and intellectual property risks. One from me now, and accounts receivable platform Adfin has turned on what it claims to be the world's first end-to-end agentic AI chasing tool. In the background, Adfin's Bridge AI tool logs into finance or enterprise planning tools on the user's behalf, finds invoice data, and sluices it into Adfin, while its autopilot function connects to users' email servers to send reminders from the firm's domain in their tone of voice and using existing templates and chasing sequences. Another AI update, and Sage has announced its Finance Intelligence Agent, which joins Big Green's growing network of AI agents. According to this release, the Finance Intelligence Agents act as an intelligence layer that routes natural language questions to the right AI agents and financial data sources, coordinates their responses, and composes a final actionable answer in seconds. IT Brief reports that global tax giant Avalara has introduced a network of AI agents designed to automate and manage tax and compliance tasks with human oversight. So among the range of tasks that these AI agents perform includes ingesting transaction data, identifying jurisdictions, cross-verifying customer exemption certificates, classifying products to check for tariffs or check trade restriction lists, gather and classify fixed asset data for location and depreciation, manage e-invoicing compliance, and then generate returns and present them for human inspection, editing, and approval. Let's head to MTD Corner now. And I haven't checked in on HMRC's MTD for income tax page in a while. For illustrative purposes, I'm an agent. Let's look at the agent results for products that you can try out now. I hesitate to use the word available because I'll get picked up on it. We have the usual Aaron A. Aronson bun fight at the top here. Brands scrambling for alphabetical prominence. Nice to see Sage getting involved with accounting from Sage. I think that's a new development. But new on the list, we have ITSA MTD for Mac OS, which seems to be a bridging tool for Apple Mac users, and MTD Assist, which appears to be bridging software from client comms tool Glasscubes. Here it is. Last week, HMRC's Administrative Burdens Advisory Board published its Tell ABAB report. There's a lot of detail here we don't have time to get into, but the key finding here is that while there are increasing levels of awareness of making tax digital for income tax, the mandatory nature of the program isn't popular while businesses and agents felt that the new quarterly submission elements would require significantly increased time and costs to manage. In terms of benefits, the majority of businesses didn't expect any. Fresh from his appearance on the Accounting Web podcast, Making Tax Digital director Craig Ogilvie has been on the airwaves for Radio 5 Live's breakfast show this morning, talking about MTD and getting the message out there. Here's a link to the show. And Craig also joins our MTD Accountability Club webinar Monday, November 10th at 2 o'clock. You can register via this link. And while I'm in a webinar promoting kind of mood, why not join Accounting Web and Dext for a show all about future-proofing accountancy? A host of guests will join our very own Jake Smith to talk about the opportunities and challenges the compliance crunches of 2026 will bring. Thursday, November 6th at 11 o'clock. Reserve your spot via the link in the description. Let's get on some news now. And a Dutch cybersecurity outfit stumbled upon a 4 terabyte backup file belonging to EY exposed to the web, effectively leaking the Big Four firm's secrets. The Register's report puts it down to a classic cloud bucket misconfiguration, but apparently the security firm praised EY's response as professional and effective, and a week later the incident was remediated. Now ahead of Companies House changes later this month, the organisation reports that 1 million people have already verified their identity. So from November 18th, all new and existing company directors and people with significant control will need to verify their identity with Companies House. Computer Weekly reports that a couple of weeks after an Amazon Web Services glitch brought a decent chunk of the internet to its knees, including HMRC services, the public cloud giant remains the only supplier in the running for the tax agency's £500 million data center exit project. Microsoft continues to push its AI assistant Copilot into every facet of its software, so the People, Files, and Calendar companion apps are the latest to gain an auto-installed dose of AI, according to the Register. Here's your regular reminder to subscribe to Accounting Web's podcast, which has published the 200th episode, where Matthew Ward, Richard Hattersley, and I reflect on the FCA's new anti-money laundering role, banks' involvement in Making Tax Digital, and NetSuite's Sweet World Conference. To subscribe, search for Accounting Web on your pod player of choice. Let's get on to some new stuff now, and intercompany month-end tool Mayday has launched version 2.0 of its platform. So this adds a new artificially intelligent recognition engine to help finance teams automate the creation and recognition of their deferred revenue and prepayment schedules. They've launched a new QuickBooks Online integration and plan on building out new core products like accruals and accrued revenue and developing their upcoming agent month end. Over in Barcelona, Sage launched its next-gen Sage X3 product. So Sage X3, a sort of larger ERP tool for manufacturers, service companies, distributors, and you won't be surprised to learn there's a lot of AI in it. Another one from me and the duo behind TaxFiler are back with a new tax and accounts production engine aimed squarely at small firms. So developed this year, TaxPad is heading towards its first full season in the market and currently has self-assessment and corporation tax modules up and running, with full accounts production functionality to come later on. Friend of the show, John Oakley, has announced the launch of Easy Capture, an AI invoice capture tool that integrates with QuickBooks Xero and Sage, with free agent coming soon. Audit and finance tool Data Snipper has launched Disclosure Agents, which can automatically analyze your disclosure checklist against your financial statements, link every requirement directly to evidence, ensure accuracy across IFRS and GAAP standards, and export and share your disclosures. I mentioned the Companies House changes earlier. TaxCalc has announced that it's launching new biometric ID checks within the platform, and supplier statement reconciliation is now live in AI bookkeeping tool Briefcase. Let's briefly check in to the integration station where Xero has announced an integration with e-commerce platform Etsy. So for those of you with Etsy clients, the new Etsy integration is available in the Xero App Store, available at no extra cost to all Xero users. Finally, from the Going Concern Twitter account, a magnificent Halloween tracker on Excel, logging trick-or-treaters, magnificent visualization. And that's your lot for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, or follow. And to keep up with the fast moving world of accounting technology, why not sign up for my weekly email? Link to this in the description. I'll be back next week with another video. Bye for now.